This is Lonely RS. I'm an Iron Man with the absurd goal of completing the entirety of old school RuneScape. From the collection log to the one-time completable things, welcome to Iron Completionist. I have been loving living in the end game lately, to a degree. 2 videos ago, you guys know that I went and got an arcane sigil from Corp. That was really cool. Last video, I spent a lot of time at TOA, and unfortunately, we were not rewarded with the shadow. And this video, I actually planned on going to Nex. However, I think I'm gonna shelf that for just a little bit. In this video, I actually want to go and take on Yama. I have barely done any Yama. I think I only did a little bit like on the actual day of release. And the reason I want to do this is because I would like to get the Barrels of Demonic Tallow, and I'd also like to get Aether Catalysts to be able to take more runes into Nex. Both of these things should really dramatically increase my damage there, so I think it kind of makes sense for me to take this route first, even though it's not necessarily, well, maybe it is necessarily the most efficient. I don't know. You guys know I don't play efficiently anyway, so who cares? However, before going to Yama, guess what? We have to go back to the Tormented Demons, and I figure I might as well only do this on task, so it's probably going to be a lot of Slayer bossing. Currently, I have, I'm pretty sure, a very large Araxxor task that I'm needing to do, and I still need the Noxious halberd from there, so I guess let's start off with some Araxxor. Welcome to the roundabout nature of endgame Iron Man. Yo, let's go. Noxious blade, baby. Hell yeah. So that is piece 2 out of 3 of the halberd, meaning we are just now missing one thing, I think, from here, and then I think the Araxyte head as well, but I can AFK that. Yes, let's go! That's the Noxious Pommel, baby! This is huge because with this Noxious Pommel, not only am I completing the halberd itself, I'm done with Araxxor. I'm only missing the Araxyte head, and I don't think there's really any reason to kill the boss for this, when I can just AFK the little ones and get a bunch of hard clues. So I think I might just do that. Alright, I'm assuming I just use these together. Yes, of course. I don't understand why they even say, like, are you sure you want to do that? Yeah, of course I'm sure I want to do that. There's no other reason to have the pieces. But Noxious halberd done. This thing is actually pretty cool. I've heard mixed opinions about whether or not it's actually good in Theater of Blood itself, but it is a very, very strong slash weapon, and right now my alternative is Tent Whips. So actually, this might see some genuine use before I have the scythe. So I'm actually not going to block Araxytes because 1, they're only available from Duradel anyway, but 2, because there's actually not any reason to block them. If I get a task for them, they're a very high Slayer level monster that I can just run over here, throw down a cannon for, and just kind of AFK my way into some superiors and have a decent chance at the imbued heart. So I think that's exactly what I'm going to do as soon as I can find a decent spot for it, which I'm guessing is down here. Just 5 hit that boss? I think I just killed that boss in unironically 5 hits. I got a Slayer task for Krill, I'm just doing 3 of them. That is insane. I don't really want to keep doing this over and over again, and it's the reason I want a second synapse. I'm going for it through Slayer, which, you know, technically I don't have to, but it's a passive way to do it. I have plenty of ancient shards, so I don't feel that weird doing this, but I'm once again reverting the Emberlight and going to make it into a whatever the staff is called. I don't remember how to do this. Do I do it like this? Alright, there you go, Purging Staff. I'm not going to try and do this a million times, but since I'm in a clan now, I actually have people I can duo the boss with, and while I'm learning, I've been told it's better to learn with Mage right now, since my duo partner is also an Iron and only has the Emberlight, so this kind of makes sense. Well, I have like no idea how to do Yama, so this is probably going to be somewhat embarrassing. Well, that didn't go well. Go! Did it. Actually got myself a solo kill, and holy fuck, it was slow, but I did it. For 40 battle staff, it's actually not that bad. Huge PB on that. Shaved off nearly 2 minutes on that kill. Okay. So I'm kind of trying to do some solos right now, probably right after mentioning that I was doing this with a partner because his power went out. Or I'm just really bad and just frustrated him. But we've done a lot of content together, so I'm really hoping his power just went out. And I've done a few kills so far. So far I got like around a 6-minute-ish PB or something like that. But it's definitely going to take some practice, though I do feel like forcing myself into solos is a great way to learn the mechanics before burdening a duo partner by just not really knowing what I'm doing. Hey, that was really sloppy. Now, for the record, I don't really intend on doing a whole lot of solo Yama right now. Actually, kind of just only doing it when I have a teammate on because I want to get a second synapse before I go and focus too much on it. So, gonna be doing Slayer unless I have a partner, most likely. Yeah, speaking of getting a Tormented synapse, there we go. 233 greater demons. I'll probably try to do some bracelet swapping as well while I'm here. So hopefully this is the synapse. And the Burning Claw, actually, I'm still missing, well, technically, I guess I'm missing 2 Burning Claws if I want to get the actual item. I don't know how useful that is, but either one or both would be ideal. Also, I didn't even realize this until people in my clan were saying it, but that is 1,350 collections logged now. I feel like that's a pretty big milestone. We're only 50 away from the gilded? Yeah, the gilded collection log stick thing. Oh, hey, look at that. Got myself another combat task already. We take those. Firefighter, we'll take that. Ooh, and Oathblade shards. All right, we'll definitely take that. Ooh, Poggin. More Oathblade shards. I didn't have my replay buffer on. No, I didn't have the replay buffer on, dude. Okay, you know, I got the Tormented synapse. I'm sorry. It's been a day. I just turned my computer on. Totally forgot to start the replay buffer. That is Tormented synapse number 2, which is awesome. Like, actually awesome to get first, because this means that the rest of my Tormented demons will be way faster. A million other things too, like, you know, Yama, which is the main reason I'm trying to do this. This is just nice. I'm gonna go make this arc light for the final time into an ember light, and I guess next time I go to Yama, I have to learn how to do it with melee, because I have no fucking idea how to do that. Now, admittedly, the nicest part about having a second synapse isn't just the fact that, you know, I have the 2 that I want for Yama. It's that should I ever want to switch into having a scorching bow, say for like a task at Zami or something like that, I'm sure there might be some other reasons as well that I would want to do that. It'll be a lot easier now. Shards weren't exactly the issue here, but I was kind of swapping off of the arc light a decent number of times, to be honest, and doing that from the purging staff is a lot easier. Every time you switch off the ember light, you lose the arc light entirely, meaning I have to go get a new arc light and use 30 ancient shards to fully recharge it. Doing it with the purging staff or scorching bow, I literally lose like a battle staff and or a magic longbow. So it's substantially easier to deal with. My arc light needs 6 more charges. Really, you're gonna make me use 3 more ancient shards. Not that they're used for anything else, but there we go. Boom. Ember light and purging staff at the same time. Also, because I have those 2 now, I really don't feel like I need to switch out of the Tormented bracelet into the bracelets of slaughter on this. It'll just be like a more of a passive thing to go for the Burning Claw if I don't get it on this task, so that's also kind of nice. Ooh, there we go. Burning Claw. That is, I guess that's technically Tormented Demons completed, isn't it? All right, well, I asked around, and apparently the Burning Claws do actually have some use. I don't know how widespread that use is, so I don't think I'm gonna be, like, that worried about getting them. But since I already have this task anyway right now, I might as well finish this out. I think I'll probably just unextend Greater Demons after this, and then kind of just, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Either way, though, if I go here and scroll down, boom, Tormented Demons are green logged. 2 synapse, which technically 3 is perfect, but like I said earlier, 2 is more than fine. If I get the second Burning Claw, great. I'll probably come back here periodically, or if it ever becomes like super mega abyss somewhere, I'll get it. But as far as I'm aware, it's not necessarily good enough to like lose sleep over. All in all though, we've had a pretty good string of luck so far this video with all these Slayer bosses, with TDs being done and all the stuff we got from Araxxor earlier. I think I only have 2 things I really am dead set on working on this video, and I'll probably add some miscellaneous content later. One of those things is the Araxyte head, and the other one is to start poking at Yama. I mean, like, I have started poking at it a little bit, but I'd like to get like maybe 1 or 2 pieces of Oathblade or the Soul Flame Horn, or just kind of start poking at this log a little bit, because the main things I want are Demonic Tallow and Aether Catalysts. What I want to move on to doing now is actually going back to Araxytes and getting the Araxyte head. Now, I could go for a Slayer task for this, or I could go back and kill Araxxor for it. It's technically supposed to be 1 in 250 from the boss, but honestly, I'm gonna need a bunch of hard clues anyway, and I'd rather just AFK the Araxytes rather than hunting tasks for them. I feel like ultimately this is gonna end up being faster. Also, I'm really sorry for the flashing screen. And there we go, that is the Araxyte head. I didn't actually expect to get it that quickly. We've been on a pretty good roll this video, which is a welcome sight after the last one. I was only there for a few hours, so I'm gonna go knock those clues out really quick. Now, this is something I actually haven't done in a long time, but I'm going to go over here to Curdell and buy myself, I don't know where the frick I even buy this these days, the unlock for the Slayer helmet. I need to find it though. There it is. So I'm gonna learn how to make an Araxyte Slayer helmet. 1,000 points, which admittedly is always a hit. but we still have plenty left over. And of course, then I'm going to actually make the Araxyte Slayer helmet. Yes, of course. Boom, there we go. Honestly, it does look kind of cool. I do like this one. And this is the last item that I need for a very questionable but very cool thing that I want to try and do. I had to actually fully green log Araxxor in order to be able to do this. Well, I guess I didn't need to fully green log it, but I did need to get the pet. So let's go ahead and grab that out of the POH and then go recolor our Amulet of Rancor. Now, I have no idea how people figure stuff like this out, to be honest with you. It always just absolutely baffles me. Let me show you guys what we need to do. So first of all, when you first enter the Araxyte cave, there's this secondary little tunnel over here that you require having the Arania boots to be able to enter. Once you're in here, there's this skeleton. The skeleton has a note, and the note needs to be decoded. Now again, people who play RuneScape figured this out very, very quickly, so I now need to go through a few tunnels in a particular order to move on to the next step. Now if I do this properly, which I think this should be the last one that I needed, I'm now in a room with a singular Araxyte that I have to kill. And up until this point, I did actually have to be venomed. Again, don't know why, but it's pretty weird. Alright. Seems kind of random. Also, you know, it didn't drop anything. Not that weird. Now I have to go through the next tunnel, and there should be a guy in here that I have to talk to. Again, pretty weird. It says you're doing the right thing, and this is what I needed the Slayer helm for this guy to, like, I don't know, acknowledge my presence, I guess. And then there's just a random little spider hanging out here, saying he's lonely. Oh, wait. And we gotta get our pet in here. We gotta get our pet in here. Hello? Oh, he's under him. Okay, well, there you go. Now he's no longer lonely. So you literally need the pet to be able to do this. It's absolute insanity. And then I go through, talk to this guy, and he just says he wants his adventure to end, at which point I'm pretty sure I have to do this. Okay, never mind. I lied. That's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm not supposed to kill him. I'm supposed to use this on him. Which does kill him. Sorry, buddy. But now my Amulet of Rancor, it is white. That's it. This is like, it's this whole slew of all of this random stuff to turn the amulet from green to white. It does look pretty sick though, but yeah, in order to do this, you literally need to have the Arania boots, you need to have a full Noxious halberd, you need to have the Araxyte Slayer helmet, obviously a rancor, and also you need to have the pet. So this is kind of a really crazy recolor to go for. I have it. It's technically completionist as well to get it, I guess. I think it's kind of cool. It's just one of those things that is nice to have in the back pocket, and technically is an insane amount of hours if you're actually trying to grind out specifically this recolor, but I have it. It's done. Yeah, welcome to one of those weird things that Jagex requires you to have a green logged boss for. I just learned how to do solo Yama with Mage, but Melee I've heard is like infinitely better, though unless you're an absolute gaming legend, you kind of still need a Mage switch at the end, so I guess I'm gonna try and learn how to do Melee Yama now. There's a lot of learning in one video, man, but I think that's a good problem to have when I'm just getting the drops that allow me to do the learning. Alright, I've tried this admittedly a handful of times, and I just keep getting my shit packed in. So I think I'm gonna save the meleeing of this boss for when I'm in a duo, and solo's Mage just felt really chill. It's way slower and way more expensive, but I think this is probably the best thing to do until I get like super familiar with the boss. I still have less than 50 kills there, so it's not exactly like I'm an expert, so I think maybe let myself get more familiar with this before I try and take on anything crazy. Hey. Little collection log slot there, the Chasm Teleport Scrolls. Kind of amazing that it took me 42 kills to get those. I feel like there's no way they're that rare, but I will absolutely take it. Doesn't really save a whole lot of time getting back here, but hey, a log slot's a log slot. We're on a roll this video too. Oh, but I did get a dossier, which is gonna be an Oathplate contract. No, it's sensory clouding, fuck. Hey, there we go. That's our first Barrel of Demonic Tallow. This is the thing I need for the Surge Potions. I don't know how many of them I'm going to end up getting before I leave and go do next, but that probably won't be in this video anyway. Go, pineapple pizzas, let's fucking go. I swear to God, if he just fucking kills me. I mean, yeah, respect. Yeah, here, you can have it. So, do you want the other half? Here you go. Oh. He doesn't want the other half. What a dick. What a dick. What the fuck? That was not bad at all, actually. Hey, and I got a barrel too, and you got Oathplate. That's pretty good. Ooh, another one. Dossier numbered something. Bam. Forfeit breath. I think I have that one too. Never going for Radiant Oathplate. Okay, not never. It'll be a while though. Oh, hey, there we go. I got the thingy. Nice. I was just talking about that. I just logged in, and got about 400 collection log slots for randomly no reason, so time to figure out what this is about. Okay, so I realized what it is now. Apparently, stackable clue scrolls actually came out today, and if you go into the collection log, there's a whole section for scroll cases. All scroll cases do is just increase the amount of stackable clues you can hold at once, which is actually going to be really nice for things like Slayer tasks and whatnot, so I don't have to keep running back to a Slayer task to juggle clues. Doesn't really make a difference when I'm doing what I'm about to do, which is essentially standing somewhere and AFKing all day. I totally forgot to bring Alks, let me go get those, but standing somewhere and AFKing all day, I'll still have to juggle clues the same way I did before, which is honestly fine. I'm okay with that. It would be nice if I could juggle them in like lots of 5 instead of individually, but it's not really a huge deal either way. For me though, that's just a free 13 collection log slots. Kinda hard to complain about that. 517 as a mage solo is actually, it feels pretty good, and we got a dossier for it as well. So, Bray? Glyphic Attenuation. I don't know if I have that one yet. I did not have that one yet, which I guess essentially means that I now have 4 out of 5 of the Radiant contracts. That being said, if we're being honest, it'll be a long time before I even consider attempting that stuff, and I'd have to do a lot of practice on the main, but I guess it's cool to have. Ooh, that is exactly what we like to see. 850 Aether Catalyst. It's a beautiful drop. Ooh, more catalysts. I'm probably not even going to get a piece of Oathplate by the time I have the stuff I need for next, to be honest. I mean, maybe I'll stay to get one just because I am actually so far really enjoying this boss still. I probably should be learning to melee it like I said I would earlier, but maging is kind of cool and it's like pretty relaxing. It's definitely slower, but I don't know. I mean, if ultimately it's going to make me enjoy the boss more, isn't that what's more important? Ooh, forgotten lockbox. There's a chance. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, for a split second that got me. Ooh, Oathplate shards. We take those. Ooh, 12 Oathplate shards. That's a fantastic thing to get solo. That is fucked. That is so fucked. I was clicking on it. That is, I feel scammed. Like, I know I got hit by the fire, but what's scam timing, bro? Well, there is 100 KC at Yama. I'm actually still enjoying even soloing it. Well, you know, I still make mistakes. I'm not super great at it. Teams are fun too, though, so I'm kind of indifferent if I'm with a team or not, to be honest. Ooh, Oathblade shards. We take those. Dossier. We dream big. 15 chasm teleports. Meh. Oh, shit. Okay, that's sick. Well, alright, that's an Oathplate chest on KC 112. That's awesome. Honestly, that's pretty sick. Well, Oathplate is going to have a ton of uses, but for now, I'm not going to be using this too much. Torva Plate in a lot of places is also still going to be better, but this is good. I wasn't actually really here to grind out the entirety of Oathplate right now, but I'll happily take a nice little piece on the way. And if I get the legs, I'm just going to end up using them until I get Torva legs. So, Oathplate's useful. I'm happy to get it. That's honestly super cool. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a little break from Yama here. Obviously haven't even really put in that much time into it, only 126 KC. Primarily through solos, but we do have 4 barrels of demonic tallow, which should be more than enough for what I'll need for the next video. So I think I'm going to go do something I haven't done in a long time, and I'm kind of realizing I need. I'm really low on Zulrah scales. Like, I have 6,000 left. I've used the blowpipe like a decent bit, and I will be using it for KCing it next. Now, I'm only missing one thing at Zulrah. If I manage to actually get the Jar of Swamp, it'll be green, and that'll be sick. But for now, I'm just gonna go do like, I don't know, 200 kills or something, just to re-up the stocks. You know, I've been doing my typical, you know, Tebow, relaxing, range Zulrah stuff, but then I remembered that recently Jagex, well, I guess probably not recently by the time this video comes out, but recently Jagex made the Nox Tally like ridiculously useful at just an obscene number of locations, which also explains why its price went up so much. And I kind of want to try melee Zulrah, so let's do it. Why not? It'll mix it up, it'll be fun. Really curious how this is gonna be. Kind of excited to try it though. Alright, 34 off the rip. 46. Okay, it's nuking? Can I get this hit in here? No, so I have to do a 1 earlier if I want that hit. How about this one? Do I have to stand here? This is so weird. right, so it hits hard as fuck, but the positioning is definitely awkward. I feel like you shouldn't be doing like melee only. I don't know. I'll try a handful of kills like this just to see how it goes. All right, so there's probably some tech I'm not really embracing here, but melee only, probably not the move. Melee with like at least some kind of switches, probably really good. But there's too many situations where you would get caught just being stuck in the acid clouds for this to really feel particularly worth it. So I'm just gonna go back to T-bow. Supposedly, that's more DPS anyway. This did feel really cool though, and it's definitely a really good viable option if you don't have a T-bow. Just, you're still gonna need some other switches, I think. 3,500 KC. No uniques in the little spurt of Zulrah we did, but not that surprising. I didn't do that many kills. It should be more than enough scales to hold me off for a while. I think I'm back up to like 10 or 15,000 or something like that, so that should be fine. Yeah, I lied. 10, 15,000 was wrong. I'm up to like almost 50,000. Definitely fine for a little bit. There's one more thing that I want to do in this video, and I talked about it a few videos ago, gauged the feedback from you guys, and it's actually going back to something that I have fully green logged, and that is mastering mixology. Even though the log is green, there's one thing I didn't unlock here, and it should prove to be pretty useful, assuming that it's not as bad as I've heard it was. Now, potion storage actually I don't think will take me all that long to get in terms of the cost. It's not crazy expensive, but it should end up providing a huge amount of bank slots to me, because I should be able to get rid of like all of the potions I don't regularly use and kind of dump them in there, as well as all of my unfinished potions and 3 doses and all that stuff too, which is, as you can see, quite a few bank slots. I'm gonna get this. I've heard it's not as bad as I originally thought it was, and I really hope I don't regret it. So this is really random, but I'm throwing this in here because I might need to reference it in the future. Every time I get a clue step that involves either the Rogue's Castle or the Fountain of Ruin or somewhere in that vicinity, I always go and uncharge like a full inventory of glories and teleport up via the Wilderness Sword to give myself a chance at the Eternal Glory. So if you guys ever see that happen, where I'm just randomly up there with a clue scroll and an Eternal Glory, you'll know why. Hopefully that's how it happens, because that'd be great to just get it passively. All right, so I think that should be enough. I don't think I'm gonna need any more of these Aga pastes, so I'm gonna go ahead and just drop those two. As per usual, there's always more green than everything else. That's just how it goes. This could be the best or worst purchase I ever make on this account. I've still been hearing so many mixed opinions on this, but it is completionist, so at some point I would have to buy it anyway, and it's a one and done thing. So that is potion storage unlocked. Let's figure out how this shit works. All right, first of all, that's freaking gigantic. I think I'll just start by moving all my undecanted potions in here. So I'm at 1120 slots right now. Let's see what we get this down to. Storage wise, it saved me like, I don't know, like 80 bank slots, which is amazing. But I'm really confused why it's like having the potions at all these variable doses. I need to figure out how to change that. All right, I'm figuring it out. You can right click this potion on the side here to change them into 4 doses. And just like I can decant potions here too, I guess, because I put all my vials in here too. So there's like 100,000 vials in here. That's interesting. It's a little strange, but you know, like people said, once you get used to it, it's not that bad. So I think this is just going to be the part where I'm like slowly trying to adapt and get used to things first of all. So let's just do all that. And then I need to figure out how the whole bank tag stuff works. I figured it out thanks to an incredibly helpful Reddit post. So essentially what I had to do is, if you look in this tab that used to have all my potions, I removed all of the placeholders for all of the potions. Every single thing is now contained in potion storage. Fantastic. Also 124,000 vials. That's just kind of funny. There's a lot of stuff in here. You see all my divines, you see all my blighted super restores, all my restores. It's obviously not particularly organized. I could favorite stuff, but I don't think I really have to, though I still might. Now, after turning off the bank tag layouts plugin, which is what I was using previously, everything looks like this. But then I re-imported one of them after removing the placeholders of the potions in my bank and moving it here using the default RuneLite bank layouts, and it looks like it works fine. So I can still like withdraw my potions, it doesn't have any issue, and potions will now get default deposited to potion storage. I think the functionality is actually exactly the same as what it was before. I just have to re-import all of my bank tabs. Go over here to view tag tabs. I had to export every single one of these with the bank tag layouts plugin enabled to keep it the way I had it before, turn that plugin off, and now I have to manually re-import every single one of these. It's a really lengthy and honestly kind of annoying fix, but if it's gonna save me like 100 bank slots, that's totally worth it. I'll fully admit though, doing this terrifies me because I have to delete all of these first, which is really just freaking scary, and I have to hope that the export works for everything, or I have to manually set up all of these tag tabs again, which at the end of the day would only take me a few hours, but that'd just be a few completely wasted hours. I would definitely recommend backing up your RuneLite profile if you plan on doing this. And let me just say I'm very glad I did that, because as you can see right now, this tab is saying failed to import tag tab. So what I'm doing is I'm switching to my copied RuneLite profile over here, which has all my previous bank tabs. I can right click it, I can export it, close the bank again, switch back to the original profile here, and then just re-import it so it shows up as before. I'm glad I backed that one up. Big props to past me. All right, so I kept all the ones that are relevant, and if this works out, I should be able to just, yeah, I should still have the layouts for most of these. Now, obviously, some of them I haven't been in here in a while. They're a little messy, but they look like they're still laid out pretty much the same way I had them laid out, and honestly, that's all I care about. There's just a little bit of stuff here and there that's a little messed up, I guess, but it's not too bad. This is all very quickly fixable. I'm pretty happy about that. And when all is said and done, that means in a perfect world, I'm pretty much good. I'm set. I just saved myself an absolute ton of bank slots. I now definitely need to rearrange this tab because it looks like an absolute mess. I guess I'll do that, but that's a problem for me, not a problem for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time when I lose my sanity once again at Nex. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Peace out.